Hi Andrew, Adrian Ireland Boy, and we're going to crack open your Mac today, have a look, and see what's the story with it. So, right, before you I got, the other day I took this out of the box and just had a look at it. I didn't switch on, and I never would switch on a machine until I open it up, make sure it looks okay inside. You don't know what might move about during transit, so lay her down, pop out the 4 screws and have a look inside. There we go. Yeah, I see the accelerator and stuff. Oh Jesus, something's loose. What the fuck is that? Something's just hanging there. Anyhow, back is off. Okay, to one side. So well, we didn't try and switch it on, huh? Yeah, the blue SCSI is just sitting there. It's not secured. Yeah, I see the SD card. God, that's very that's a very dodgy way to leave it. You have to find a way of securing that. Oh, that is not good. Your blue SCSI is just, look, it's just sitting here like. Not ideal. That is not an ideal place to leave it like. Oh, you have a little plastic frame under to secure it. But Jesus, why is it just sitting there like that? So that's the accelerator down there. It's a network adapter coming out of it. I want to get him out of there. I don't like the way he's just sitting there. That's your Molex for your hard drive. I must power the blue SCSI. Right, we'll remove the CRT now. Jeez, that thing's straight up against the CRT, right on the anode cap. My God, that's not good. Don't know if that's normal, but this is the adapter for that network card, I assume. And it's sitting right on, like there's a chip there touching the anode cap. See it there, look. I'd rather have him way back there, not anywhere near that cap, but I don't know, I've never had one of these accelerators before. Alright, let's keep looking at it. Let's take this guy off. Let's take this network thing out. Yeah, it's those 2 screws. So, glasses. Where are my up closey glasses? I think that's just wedged on there, isn't it? Is there a nut in the back of that? No, there's no nut on that. Oh, there is. I don't know what nut was there, but I'm just removing this network thing, Andrew. I wouldn't even have this in the machine because, like, who uses networks on a Mac? Well, I don't know, maybe you do, I don't know, I've never used it. Yeah, let's just get this guy out. What the hell is keeping this in here? And then if we can power it up and it looks fine, then we'll look about stripping it, because we want to get down to that logic port. So that's him out of the way. Now we can see this. Wow, this looks kind of different. So here's the blue SCSI, and it doesn't have any power connection. Why is this loose? Like, I mean, that's supposed to be screwed into the... No, whatever. It's supposed to be like mounted on, I suppose. So here's your Molex. Where's the 5-volt lead for the floppy drive? Because that's what powers this. So let's disconnect the blue SCSI for a second. So that's him over there, blue SCSI. Let's take this thing completely off, this network thing. Okay. That's your accelerator. Why is there an extension on this to the logic port? And where the hell is the 5-volt for the floppy drive? Yeah. This does not make sense. Why is there an extension in here? That's your floppy. There's no screws holding in the accelerator, so fuck it, I think I'll take the accelerator out. Is the blue SCSI powered by the SCSI cable, I wonder? And what is this little guy? Oh, that's a way to connect it. That's a micro HDR or something. Yeah. And what's keeping that in there? Oh, there's this little screw holding it in, right? Okay. Yeah, he just comes straight out. Yeah, there's your SCSI, or Micro Mac Technology, 50 meg demo 68030. No, a 68030. But this thing has a 68030. I don't get it. I think this is an accelerator for an SE. I don't know. Put in there. Well, now we should be able to just switch it on anyhow. Oh no, I don't like what I'm seeing down there. No, there's a few things I'm not happy with. Where's the goddamn floppy cable? Oh no, there is no floppy cable. What are you talking about? Sure, the floppy drive is powered from that, yeah. So the blue SCSI must be powered from the SCSI bus alone. So we'll just try to power it up like this, I suppose. Just leave it hanging there, yeah. Okay, so let's get power to it. And let's hope the Jesus doesn't explode in our face. But let's have a quick look. Oh, I see a battery just hanging here. That's to protect the logic board. No, I'm not plugging that in. I'm taking this whole thing apart and I'll put it back together, then I'll switch it on. I'm just not happy with what I'm looking at. Yeah, okay, so SCSI lead out. There's a few things that don't make sense here. Okay, so pop this guy. Yep. Now, I really don't get this. How did you connect the floppy like that? The floppy cable is just in the wrong place completely. It's going under, it's supposed to go. Okay. And yeah, this is going to be strange. Okay, let's turn it around. That's our orange shield. Leave him over there. Hopefully I can just raise it a little bit and then pop it out. Yeah, like that. That is not the right way to have it, like. This is not correct. Disconnect sound. Disconnect floppy. Disconnect power. That hasn't been disconnected. That's not even correct. What the fuck is that? Okay, so let's just thread this extension cable through. I don't know what this is. Maybe it was for testing. Okay. This is not the correct. I mean, that's standard, yeah. I don't know why you have this on it. You don't need this. I suppose if you want to work on it and, you know, power it up at the board at the back, you can do that, like. Yeah, but there's your board, and that's what that little purple chap is. It's just to connect the battery, you know. But I wouldn't have this guy just hanging around. Won't do any harm. Board looks pretty clean, Andrew. It's very good. That crystal's in the wrong fucking position. Leave it alone. That's okay. Yeah. No, pretty clean. Yeah. 68030. I've never seen that kind of chip. That's the glue logic chip. That's the Matco processor. And these are all the offending capacitors that are upsetting your sound system. And there's the Devil C7. Right. I was hoping that this board would have the metal clips for the RAMs like you have on the RAM. But these plastic ones, you have to bend the plastic both sides for the SIM to pop forward, and they snap so easy. So that's a little CR battery thing out as well. So now we should be down to just a bog standard board, SE30. We want to power it up, see it's working, try the blue SCSI, and take some voltage readings and see what our analog board is doing. So yeah, so we're putting this back in. Connect your sound. And there, and down. Stand her up. And now we're going to connect it just the power lead. Something is wrong in here. That doesn't make sense. I don't know. Because this guy just connects directly straight onto the motherboard or the logic board. Yeah, that's the way he's supposed to connect, like that. But this tray seems to be in the way, like. Okay, you said the floppy drive is C, so we won't even bother with that. There's your fan. You want this fan changed. I don't know about changing that, to be honest. I read on the link you sent me what everybody else was saying, and that replacement fan you want to put in doesn't deliver as much air flow as this one. So maybe we just take this fan out and give it a hell of a good clean. Like, we just wash it, get it spotless. Flyback looks okay. There's a bit of goo keeps leaking out the top of it. Yeah. Okay, let's power it up and see what we have. Now we're on a car. I put down a nice clean bit of cardboard, so we should get a nice healthy beep. Should do. Power off. Plug in. There's something wrong with that connecting lead. There's something wrong. It's not the bloody. I want to be bloody sure this isn't swapping leads around or something, is it? Because this is not standard, and I'm worried now that this might actually change the wiring configuration. So I'm going to check all these wires are going pin to pin. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Top to top, bottom to bottom, green on top. Red on the bottom, yeah. Black on top, black on top, black on the bottom, black on the bottom. Blue on top, blue on top, blue on the bottom. No, orange, yeah, orange on the bottom. Yeah, that's correct, top, bottom. Yeah, so like, this doesn't rewire the wiring configuration. It's just like, that pin out is going exactly to that pin out. So by removing that and just plugging in directly, which is what I've always done, that should make no difference to it. But I'm not, there's something wrong with that cable. It's not the correct length. There's something wrong with it. Anyhow, let's plug it in. Let's see what we get. Let's switch it on. No chime. We have a display. Nice display, a little bit of burning. No chime at all. Press. What the fuck did that say? Oh, I heard a chime there. Barely could hear it. Jeez, that was quiet. Oh yeah, that's wrong. Press R for ROM disk, A for RAM disk. Oh, I better plug in the keyboard. We're clear, so switch it on. Yeah, you can hear the chime, you can barely hear it. And that's no big deal, Richard or Andrew. That's the that's just the caps. Now, what did it say? The display is kind of, there's an interference going on there. Press R for ROM disk, A for RAM disk. R. Oh, you have to do it at the start. ROM disk. So it's going to boot from the ROM. So off, on, R. There we go. Ah, cool. So welcome to Macintosh. That's System 8 anyway. Now that's the little battery cover. And this must be a disk stored in that modified ROM, yeah. Adobe Type Manager can't be installed because it requires more memory or additional system software. Yeah, whatever. So ROM disk, so about this Mac. Jesus, yeah, 124 megabytes of RAM. I know, system software, yeah, it's 131 mega RAM. Fair play, Andrew. I never thought I'd see it, but fucking hell, that's what it is, boy. That's stone mad. Here, we got a close up of that. That's worth a close up. You can see it there, that. 131 mega RAM. My God, that was massive back in the day, like. Anyway. Okay, so what are we doing? Well, we know the floppy drive don't work. That's C, so we won't even bother with that. What's on this ROM disk? 7.5. Let's look at sound. Yeah, it's probably at maximum sound. Nothing. Yeah. Let's test these voltages. We want 12 volts and 5 volts. 12.76 volts. 5.05 volts. That's very good, very good. Yeah. But yeah, we just checked the voltages, Andrew. They look all okay. But something I'm noticing is this whole frame here for the SCSI drive. That's out of an SE. There's something like, because you see the power cable here, it's in the way. I have an old SE up in the attic. I'll take it down later on to restore just to compare, but I think this is wrong. I'll be taking it out anyhow to do the floppy drive, but like, because it's completely in the way when you're trying to connect this, and you had the floppy drive connector here, you had this going under that to go into the connection. like you want that going over there, like, and like you want coming over that and down. It just makes it much easier when you're taking it apart. You see it anyhow. So yeah, we're going to connect the blue SCSI, and I'm assuming it's just powered by the SCSI bus itself. So I've never had one of those either. So we'll keep going. No, I don't like the way this is going to have to be mounted. No, I'm just going to leave it sitting there, because it'll have to be mounted into that hard drive chassis there, like, with a few screws to keep it still. But I'm not happy with that. So we're going to leave him out here temporarily. Flip power on, and I want R for ROM disk. Yeah, so power on, R. Yeah, so now we're booting off the ROM. I just want to make sure that the blue SCSI is working. So we should get a few extra icons here. And nothing. Come on. No, it's still looking. Leave it off. It's probably a massive fucking 50 gig hard drive or something that it's trying to look at. That's probably what it is. It's a massive hard drive, and it possibly needs the accelerator to even understand the size of that SD card. I don't know what it is, but we'll see. Now we have to wait. There we go, that's more like it. Yeah, that's more like it. So, what do we have? A ROM disk, Mac hard drive. That's the blue SCSI. Browse the internet, Mac OS info, mail, trash, drop stuff. So, Mac hard drive. Accelerator, MIDI management, no utilities. Maybe that'll show me. SCSI probe, Sierra patch. Speedometer. Super clock system, speedometer. Let's see what this does. See if we get some kind of don't want that, and we'll do the math. So we'll do a quick performance test without the accelerator. That's pretty good. Never saw that test before. Yeah, so we got a score of 1.578. Write that down. How does this even go in? That way. Jesus, is it that way? Has to be, yeah. Make sure that's in properly. Yeah. That's all powered up. Chime. So now we're going to power up, run the same speedometer test. No, we don't want to boot from our. Oh no, we do want to boot. Oh, too late. Oh, it's booting now off its SCSI. Now it should boot all the way to the desktop because it's got an accelerator under, but it's got a 1 or 2 gigabyte SD card. That's why it's taking so long to boot, I assume. Oh, puffs of smoke coming out of it anyway. Jesus, don't even go there. For fuck's sake. And 4.986. Yep, that's bang on. Volts are good. Don't seem to be going crazy. So now what we want to do is we want to run that speed test again from the main hard drive in a folder called utilities, wasn't it? We want CPU graphs, we don't want disk, and we do want math, so just okay, leave it off. Oh, that's obviously faster, so you can see that straight away, so the accelerator is working. Wow. Tests are done, and look how fast it did it, so that's 4.1 as regard to 1.5, so that's, Jesus, 3 times faster. Like, so yep, accelerator card is working, everything's working. I don't know about that network card, so I'm going to quit. So that's it, I'm done testing. What's this? Any special information about the system? Cancel. I'll just quit. Oh, I was trying to save it, I quit. I don't want to save anything. Quit, save. Save before quitting? No, yeah, quit. There we go, so just shut down. Shut down. So, with that, Andrew, I'm happy to say that everything's functioning as it's meant to be. Thank God. There's no problem. Accelerator's working, Blue SCSI's working. Analog board is given a stable 12 volt and 5 volt. Didn't see any fluctuations in it. I was watching it there, like, and yeah, I mean, the machine is in good nick, except for you have no sound. The floppy is seized. So we're going to strip the whole thing now. We're going to rip the whole machine apart, and we're going to start working on your logic board. So that's the next step. I'm just trying to remove your board, Andrew, and I can't. It's very difficult to disconnect the power cable from the logic board because this little case for the hard drive is wrong. That's off an SE. We'll remove this case. Because this thing is wrong. That's off the old SE. And that's why you can't get your power cable in. So the one from an SE30 doesn't have this part on the front. It's much shorter, so your power cable goes straight down, you know. But they'll all be later on. We'll be dealing with those. And now with the with that damn thing out of the way, it's so easy to take the power lead out. Just pin your finger, push the tab, and then wriggle it out. You see. So with that out, now we'll just take out the logic board. Alright, Andrew, we're going to start working on your board. We've got to get out the 8 ROMs without breaking these bloody little clips either side. And we're going to use a hairdryer to heat up the clips to make them more flexible. Oh fuck, I hate doing this. I hate doing this. These things could break so easy. There. Whew, we did it. Got all 8 out without breaking any of them, any little clips. Little tip, hairdryer, heat up the plastic, makes it a little bit more flexible. If you do that with it cold, chances are they'll snap off. So 8 sims, 816 meg sims, pretty cool. Never seen that much RAM in any Mac. So now we're back to the board. Now we start snipping off all caps. You see what I'm doing here? No. Can't even see that one. Now we'll do this one. You see that one? Yeah. So now we've all the caps off. Now we have to break the little Bakelite things underneath. So what I do is I hold down the little Bakelite and then leave it from underneath until it cracks in half. There we go. You get the Bakelite out and then you're left with your two pads. Slow, but it's methodical. We can't afford to fucking damage anything. I'll show you what I'm doing there. Can you see it? I'm breaking off the, I've taken off the caps, and like here's one. You can see it leaves the two legs and the little Bakelite foot. I'm just breaking off the Bakelite on each one, and then all that's left is just the two legs of the capacitor soldered onto the pads. And all this without doing any damage. That's the plan anyway. Do no damage, rule number one. Oh, this one. Now, yep. And the capacitors were leaking, but I can't. Oh, there's some signs of corrosion up here. All right, yeah. You can see on this chip here with my fingers on. Hang on, where is it? Here. Can you see the pins? They're slightly different colour. And on this side, look. That's because all these capacitors have been leaking. They go into this chip. So you can see now, where am I? Here. Yeah, you can see where those capacitors were, and all that's left now is just the two legs of the capacitor. Like this one down here, look, you see that? There's all that's left now, is just the two legs of the capacitor. So easy to remove from there, like. So now I'm going to desolder all these, and then we'll be left with pads. And once we get that far, then we can start cleaning the board. So I'll solder there next. I think one or two of them broke off. I was just taking them off, but that's quite common because they're all rotted from the electrolyte. But the important thing is all the pads are fine. So far so good. Solder there. more left. There it is. There you go, Andrew. Caps removed. And you know, pads, all the pads are there. Those three were leaking bad, you can see it, like. That's those four, and there's the bastard C7 who leaks all over UE8 directly above it, causing the seismic problem. But that's very good. We got it all off. We got all the old caps off. Here's what you're left with. There's your old caps, there's the Bakelite that was under the cap, and there's the pins. That's what came off the board last. So that's how I removed them anyhow. Now it's time to start. We'll have to go over now with a bit of wick. Remove all that old crappy solder, and then we start washing and cleaning. So that's next. Nice. Now Annie, risky bit over. We got all the caps off. We after taking off the old solder, and you can see all the crap that was built up around them, like, especially up here, like, it's pretty bad, and down here, like. But as you can see, all the pads are perfectly intact, no damage. There, a bit of the green mask actually came off one of the traces because the electrolyte was slowly eating through it, like, from the leaking cap, and down here, like. So that's it. Old caps gone, old solder gone. Now it's time to start washing the board and cleaning it. And again, I want to show you this. Where is it? Here. See those four capacitors? Look at the pins on that. Oh, come on, focus. Look at the pins. You see? That one's corroding away slowly, and that's some glue logic chip or something. And you can see the coloration on the pins. That's because the electrolyte was slowly chewing into it. And on this side, you can see the corrosion, like one of the pins has turned green. That's the electrolyte coming from those capacitors, working its way up, like. But we've got rid of the problem. Now we're going to wash it, and this is when we start restoring as such. I'm going to have to go over all the pins, especially on that chip, UE8. This is a notorious problem. It's called the seismic or something, right? And it's when capacitor C7, which was there, leaks. It leaks down onto this capacitor UE8, and this is all these chips here are to do with the display. And what happens is the electrolyte gets under the pins and the pads and breaks the connections. So I'm going to clean it first. Then I'm going to reflow all of those, because I wouldn't trust those. Actually, I'm going to do all these. I'm going to do that one, and I'll do U, D, E, and F8. All three of them. I'm going to just reflow all those connections after I wash it. So that's the next thing. Back out again, Anthony. You might wonder what we're doing in a bathroom, but here's a board, and we have to clean it. Yeah, we've taken off all the caps, we've cleaned all the pads. Now we have to clean the board. We got all the memory out successfully without damaging anything. And a lot of people don't like when I do this, but this is how you do it. That's your board sitting in a bucket of water. But this is how you do it, like. Now we're going to go over this whole board very slowly, very carefully, with a mild soap, and just wash our board. And especially that chip. There was a lot of corrosion on that chip, so this is what we do. And again, slow process. All these crappy chips down here. So we should be going over the whole board like this, both sides, every single part of it. And this is just the first wash to get rid of all the old electrolyte that's covering the board and the pins. And when we've that done, then we'll be washing the board with vinegar to kill any acid that may be there. Might be some left over from the electrolyte. Already a vast improvement. And once we've done it in vinegar, we wash it off, and then we go over it again with a solution of water and baking soda. And that then neutralizes any alkalines or any acids that remain. And then we give the board one final wash, and then we dry it off for the night. We get every bit of dirt we can off the board. Right, we've washed the board. Now we have to wash it in vinegar. And it's a very strong vinegar. It's going to pour some on. Just a little bit here, a little bit over here, a little bit over here. And just work this into the board. Especially around that chip where all the corrosion was. And we're just going to leave that vinegar sit there for a while. And that vinegar will neutralize any remaining bad stuff. That's what they say. So we just flush it around. There. Get down here. Oh, where all the caps are. Over there. And this is just an effort, Andrew, just to protect the board long term. We're using a Polish vinegar, Oczeklecki 10%, whatever the fuck that means. And yes, so far so good. This is the most delicate part of the whole operation, was taking those caps off without doing any damage, and I'm happy to say there was no damage whatsoever. It's just a slow, patient process. You can't be in a rush doing this kind of stuff. It's just a slow, patient job. Now that vinegar worked in all around the board, all the place it needs to be anyway. I'm not replacing these two axles, Andrew, because I don't have replacements for those anyhow, but I've never had to replace them in my life in the 10-15 years I'm doing this. I'll be letting you know all that anyhow. I mean, I can if you want, it'll just be an extra delay while I order them up, you know. As I said, man, it's your call. Right, we're on the last phase for tonight, Andrew. We've just applied vinegar all over the board, removed that, washed it off, and now we're about to wash the whole board again, this time with a baking soda solution, water and baking soda. And this neutralizes any remaining alkalines or acids still on the board, theoretically saving the board and ensuring it lasts a long time. And this is just a bit of water and bread soda, baking soda, very good for heartburns. And I'm putting lots of this on all the pads and all the areas around them, this chip. And we're just just leave this sit on the board for a while. Up here, around here, and here. All these chips. And I'm not seeing any bubbling or anything, which means it's not reacting to anything, which is good. If you ever have a board with a battery that's bombed on it, and you put vinegar or baking soda on it, you'll see it bubbling straight away, reacting to the acids. I'm not seeing any bubbles, and we're just giving this board every chance we can for long life. But the fact that that battery was taken out a long time ago before it leaked saved this board. You would not believe how many of these boards I've seen where the battery bombed and just destroyed the board, utterly destroyed it. Getting around the chips everywhere. And this is the last thing we'll be doing for tonight. I'll leave this on here for a while, then I'm going to wash the whole board off again, rinse it all off, and then I'm just going to get a shower head and just flush the board, just keep flushing it. And then a rapid drying process, which is me spinning the board to get as much of the physical water off the board, and then straight in with a hairdryer to get the board completely dry. We'll be having a very close look at this chip and the pins on this chip, because they were really starting to get bad. We might even touch the solder off a few of the legs, solder there, just to see can we reflow it a bit, but we don't want to fuck around too much, we don't want to cause any damage. I'm quite happy with that now. Just give that 10 minutes and we'll rinse it off, and then we'll dry the board. And then we'll, like after drying it with a hairdryer, and I know the board is bone dry, then I leave it in a hot press for the night, because I will not even attempt to power this thing up until I'm 110% sure this thing is completely dry. But no, it came out very good, Andrew. The pads look very good. Yeah, nice clean removal. Some people, I see them, they make videos and you see them and they're actually basically ripping the oil caps off, and they rip the pads off the damn board, because the electrolyte, it weakens the bond between the copper trace of the pad and the board, so it's already weakened. That's why when you're taking them off with the solder, you don't want that much heat applied at all, like. Yeah, so that's it.